Hello everybody. I got inspired to do this glam look inspired by Miss Luster Looks, Miss Katie. I used this look when I went to Vegas this last weekend and it just turned out so amazing, so I figured I'd film it. So the first color I went in is with Beaches and Cream from Makeup Geek. I already primed my eyes with MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot, and I'm just taking this on a Sigma E40, and I'm using that as my transition color, just so that way all the rest of the colors can go down nice and everything blends out very nicely. Next, with Morphe M513, I'm taking the first crease color. This is also by Makeup Geek. It is in the shade Cocoa Bear. And I am doing a little different than Katie did because she just went straight to the bluish gray colors, but I'm just adding, this is just the way I like to do it. The next color I'm using is Americano, also by Makeup Geek, and I'm using the same brush. This brush I can utilize to do a whole eye look, and I could just use the same brush. This is my favorite. Next, I'm starting to go in with the bluish gray colors. This is in the color Stealth. This is also Makeup Geek, and I'm still using that same Morphe M513. But with this color, with dark colors, I tend to build them up. I don't go in so heavy. I kind of take a little bit at a time, because when you're working with dark colors, you don't want to just put as much as you can on your brush and then pack it on, because it's gonna be harder. It's easier to add than it is to take away. So that's what I'm doing. And since this is the lighter color, this is the one I'm gonna go in with first. As you can see, I'm just gradually adding more and more. Then I'm finally going in with the darkest color, which is called Time Lapse, also by Makeup Geek. Oh, I'm sorry, Time Travel. Sorry. And I'm taking that on a Luxie 231 brush, just because it's smaller and I can get more into the crease. And then I'm just going back with the Morphe 513 to blend it out, make sure there's no harsh lines. And just going back and forth, blending and adding more product, blending and adding more products. Finally, I'm going in with the NYX glitter glue, and then in with the NYX glitter in gunmetal, and I'm just going to start applying it. This is actually a really good glue. I didn't think it was, because there's so much hype about so many different glitter glues, but this one held up all night. I have very minimal fallout, but with a look like this, you do want to do your eyes first and save your face for after, because you will have fallout. And here I'm just going back and adding more color. And then I already did my face and I have primed it, and I'll just list all the details below. Here I'm just concealing with my Naked Skin concealer in medium light neutral. Of course you want to highlight. Since this was a look that I did in Vegas, of course, everything has to be on fleek, everything has to look flawless, everything has to look poreless, and so. But I'll list everything that I use on my face. Since my face routine does not change, I pretty much don't really film it. And then I just lightly baked with the RCMA no color powder. Just to set the concealer so that way it wouldn't be creasing or anything. And while that's going, I get to get a chance to do my brows, and then I just outline them using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz in the shade Soft Brown. And I just do that to outline my eyebrows, just so that way I know exactly where I need to fill them in and any sparse areas. And sorry if my camera is a little bit out of focus, I had no idea. But my brow routine is usually the same also, so if anybody wants an in-depth brow routine on how I do my brows, then go ahead and comment below and let me know. And like Shayla, I was watching Shayla's eyebrow tutorial, and like she said, eyebrows are sisters, they are not twins. So you don't have to make them exactly the same, but just so that way they look decent. And that way they make them so that way they look like they get along. And once I'm done going in with the pencil, I go in with the Morphe brow palette, and I use the MAC 266 brush. And with the darkest color, I start like 3/4 of the way in, and then just fill in my brows with that powder. And if you guys haven't tried this powder, you haven't tried this palette, it's amazing. It has every color, especially if you're a freelance artist. And or if you like to change your hair color, blonde, black, red, whatever your preference is, it has every shade, so you don't need to go anywhere and go purchase all these single brow powders, because this one just has everything. And then with the lighter color, I go in the front and do the front part, so that way it's just not one dark eyebrow, one color all the way around. And then with the small concealer brush, I just go underneath and clean them up. Once I do that, just run some brow gel through, make sure it doesn't look powdery or anything. With the Morphe 174 M174, I take the color Chamomile. It's a MAC color. It came in a quad and I just depotted it. I'm using that to put on my brow bone and in the inner corners, just to give a little pop, make my eyes open up just a little bit, because with colors like this, especially dark colors, my eyes tend to look smaller. And then with the E.L.F bronzing palette, I start going in and bronzing my face with the lightest color, and then move on to the darkest color, the darker color, to give myself a slight contour. And then with the bronzy look, I just finish it off. I put no blush, so the bronzers are, that's pretty much what I did, just bronze up my face and put no blush. And then whatever I have left over on my brush, I just put on my nose. I don't like to heavily contour my nose, because I just don't feel that it looks right on me. But just a little leftover, I think looks okay. It's not too much. And here with the Tarte highlighting palette, the Rainforest of the Sea palette, I use the color Sunlight to highlight, because a Vegas look would not be complete if we do not highlight. Put a little bit on my nose and a little bit of my Cupid's bow. And then I popped on some lashes, my Bella Cocoa lashes, and my lipstick in Cherish, and spritz my face with some Urban Decay Chill setting spray, and I was done. So thanks for watching, and see you next time.